people's minds are so insane. If we just charge nothing, everyone will come. I'm like, yeah, and then we got nowhere to roll because you got a bunch of fucking idiots. You know, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's that mentality the broke mentality hits everybody differently, right?
It's
So like
crazy.
I was selling stuff. I've been purging my house because it's springtime, right? So that's what we do. But I've been purging my house of stuff that we moved into this house 3 years ago. Anything that hasn't found a permanent home by this point needs to go.
Yeah, it needs to go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So we've been in that mode. So I've been selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, sold a few good things. You
Oh,
guys know.
don't get killed.
No, I know.
Don't
No,
get killed.
well, I have a giant husband, so it's okay. And I'm always like, I always say things like I don't say my giant husband, but I say like my husband and his friend who's a retired police officer will be at the house at this time. We don't have a friend who's a retired police officer, but I do say it frequently.
Yeah,
I feel like it's good. And then if they ever come in, they're like, "Oh, where's the guy? Oh, he just stepped out. He's
he just
across."
stepped out.
Whatever. Anyway, but no, I was selling stuff for like $10, $5 afterwards because I just wanted to get it out. And it was like,
Take it.
yep. Then I put free. Oh my word. The number of people who want to show up. But there was a point to this, I promise you. But the point is essentially, something about people flooding in. There we go. People flooding in when you drop your prices. These are not people who care about what you do. These are not
No.
people who care about the items that I'm selling. These are not people who care about anything. These are people who see discount, bargain, and pounce. They couldn't care less about anything else. And so the problem with doing that, racing to the bottom on your prices, is that they won't care about you, your school, your staff, your culture, your people, whatever. They will use and abuse it and take what they want and leave. And then you're left with a broken, busted ass building, staffing, people burnt out, everything else. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. There's my,
No.
there, I got there eventually. It took a minute. So don't do that. Don't race to the bottom. If anything, charge more when you're going to do short terms, as we've talked about. If you're going to do a
Yes.
summer only term, charge more than what you would normally charge for a regular year-long membership. Do not punish people who join properly by letting someone else who doesn't care about your place join for next to nothing. That's punishing the people who are doing it right, and that's not fair. So don't do that.
Don't do it.
Also, oh my word, if you do it once, you'll know. It's like flying spirit.
It's
I
an
feel like,
adventure.
yeah, everybody has a last. If you haven't had yours yet, you will, but everyone has a last spirit.
I'll never do this again.
Yeah,
Moment.
I can remember mine. It was like, can I have some water? Well, that's a charge. Really? Can I bring my purse? Also a charge. And you're like,
So
"What?"
charged.
I could have flown on Delta and it would have ultimately cost me the same or I think less based on all the add-ons that I had. I'm not doing it anymore. So you know what? You know what you want, guys? You want the Delta people in your gym. You don't want the Spirit Airlines people in your gym because they'll just use and abuse and take and everything else. So keep your standards up, even if you get a little desperate for money. Come up with other ways, more creative ways to, do cash outs or do different things to get cash injections in your business, or just put out more really good content to get people that you actually really want in your gym without having to resort towards running to the bottom to get anybody who will show up for free or close to it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. We've all done it. We've all done it.
Yeah, it's it just reminds you to stay focused. Like, oh yeah, I could get more people, but do I want those people? No, I want my avatar. My avatar is not a 17-year-old really good wrestler.
We've said from the very get-go, my husband and I have always talked about this. We are, even when we were brokety broke, as broke as it gets, we were like, it's better to grow slower with the right people than to flood your gym with people you don't want. So hold your standards.
100%. Yeah, and pushing through summer. Yeah, summer gets tricky. You're like, oh my God, summer's here. It's going to be so slow. Don't let it be slow.